What's going on in your world today? What's going on in the world today? And are you looking at it through positive, happy, optimistic, solution-finding eyes? Or are you looking at it as a negative, pessimistic, everything's bad, everything's negative? And the reason I'm asking is I'm out here with my kids. I have 5 beautiful puppy dogs. People will say to me it's not a very nice day today because it's cloudy. Well, I just call it a platinum day because the sun is still shining above the clouds. I've chosen to live my life a certain way, and I can't control what's going on in the world. Governments are doing crazy things. There's bushfires, there's floods, there's tornadoes, there's hurricanes, there's wars, there's horrible things going on in the world. But I'm out here in the middle of nowhere in the South Island of New Zealand, and I can look at what's going on in the world. So I can open up social media, or I could watch the news or listen to the radio, and I could put negativity into my life. That is a choice. But I choose not to do that because I don't want to put things into my life that I have no control over. So right now, the thing that I do have control over is how happy I am, how fit I am, how strong I am, who I put into my life. At the moment, I have a couple of concerns. I've got 2 very old puppy dogs, and both of them have a couple of medical challenges that I need to look after them and make sure that they're okay. So I'm focusing on the things that I have control over, not the things that I don't. But it's interesting because when you go, oh, well, I have to go out into the world every so often, and I listen to people's conversations, or they try and start conversations with me about what the government's doing, what wars are going on in the world, what terrible Mother Nature tragic events have happened. And I only want to be involved in the things that I have control over, so I shut those conversations down. I smile, nod and walk away. Or if it's somebody that I know, I try and turn it into a positive. So I use an example. I'm a very old lady who's lived on the planet a very long time, and it seems that, well, I've been through lots of wars. There's been, in my lifetime, there's been lots of, I'm not old enough for the World War. My parents went through the Second World War, but I have experienced via the media and the newspaper and the television other wars. I was in Europe for a couple of those wars where it was a little closer to home. And I'm sharing with you that there seems to be a correlation with war and how much petrol costs, or fuel or diesel, or how much it costs to fly, and how much products or services cost in the supermarket, because a lot of what we do is linked to petrol prices, linked to fuel prices, linked to energy prices. And I'm sharing that as a very topical point because I get excited about that. Now, I have a car and we drive because we've got 2 martial arts schools, and we drive to those martial arts schools. But I would prefer not to drive, and I love it when driving can be restricted because it means and I'll use this as an example. If petrol prices are cheap, most people will drive their car. And I've spent a lot of time in America where most people don't even think about riding their bike or walking because they drive their car everywhere. America's one of the fattest societies in the world. That's, to me, an interesting correlation. It seems that if petrol prices are high, more people think about riding their bike, walking to work, using their human body rather than driving their car. Now, I can't control what people do, but I find that to be a positive. So rather than talk about petrol prices are so high, I always like to turn it into a positive and say, but isn't that awesome? Because it means that more people will ride their bike and more people will walk. There's a horrible thing going on with supermarket prices. Now, there's 2 parts to that. One is I would love everybody to have a career or business that you love, that is successful and profitable, so that prices don't control your life. But one of the biggest challenges we've got in the world right now is food. Food is killing us. Very bad food in large amounts, and whichever way you look at it, either highly processed food that's got no nutritional value, large amounts of it, so we're eating large amount of calories and not burning it off. Those 2 challenges are killing us as human beings, probably killing more human beings than a war will ever kill. But here's the really interesting thing. If food prices are high, wouldn't it be awesome if people ate less food? Because we don't need to eat the large amount of food that we're eating, do we? We don't need to eat the large amounts of processed food that we're eating. We could eat very simply, and I always talk about what grows on the ground or grows in the ground, and a combination of both. It's not processed. Now, I live in New Zealand, where we send our best cherries, our best avocados, our best kiwi fruit, our best beef, our best sheep. That all goes overseas. We sell it to another country. Wouldn't it be nice if we ate our own food here? That'd be very cool, wouldn't it? Now that's my headspace when people are talking about wars and petrol prices and supermarket prices. I'm always looking for solutions. I'm an optimist. I'm a positive lady that's always looking for solutions. So again, whatever country you live in, is it possible that the country could do better if there was more brainstorming? And there's a great quote for that, brainstorm with people who have a brain. If wherever you live right now, I reckon things could be done better, couldn't they? We could be more effective with our food. We could be more effective with our transport. We could ride our bikes more. We could walk more. I lived in Europe for several years where in the Netherlands, for example, bikes have the right of way. There's more bikes than people, I think, in the Netherlands. And there's bike paths all over the country. You can literally ride your bike everywhere in the Netherlands. Just across the ditch, literally, in England, one of the highest cases of obesity of any country in the world, because very few people ride their bike and walk. But in the Netherlands, everybody rides their bike. Wouldn't it be nice, instead of whinging, moaning and complaining about fuel prices, food prices, what the government's doing, wars in the world, wouldn't it be nice to come together with a group of people and come up with solutions to those challenges, positive, optimistic solutions, rather than negative talk? And I always share this. Why do we talk about stuff that we have no control over? And if we do have control over it, let's fix it. Let's sort it. Let's do something about it rather than whinge, moaning and complaining. Every second that we whinge, moan and complain, we are wasting precious time on something that can't change anything. Whinging doesn't change anything. Panic doesn't provide a solution. Talking and gossiping and carrying on about things going on in the world doesn't change anything. It doesn't make it better. But if you've got some great ideas, why not get together with a group of people and say, hey, it's a group of families. How can we car share? How can we afford to buy a group of bikes? How can we do more with our food, maybe grow more vegetables in our garden so we don't have to buy them? There's a whole heap of solutions that we could come up with if we put our heads together, brainstorm with people that have a brain. So I'm sharing that because whatever's happening in your world today, there's two things. Either you have no control over it, so why would you stress about it? Or you have full control over it, so rather than stress about it, do something about it. But why bring negativity into your world if you don't have to? I can't do anything about a war in the Middle East or a war in Eastern Europe. That's got nothing to do with me. So I'm not going to put my headspace there. If I can add value to the people in my life, if I can add value to my family, if I can become a better person for my world, that's where I'm going to invest my time. I'm not going to waste my time on things I have no control over. Now, you can live your life however you want to, but if I ever smile, nod and walk away because you're in a conversation about the war or petrol prices or supermarket prices and we can't do anything about that, you'll understand why. You too have a choice to walk away from challenges. That noise you can hear in my puppy dogs, they're playing in their kennel, and I love that sound because I know what they're doing in there. They're running around inside their kennel and having a great day. That's my life today. I hope that whatever you're doing in your life is adding value to your life, to your family's life, to the people that you love and care about, and value to your world, rather than negative talk that takes value away from the world. Could that be a great way to live your life to the max? Because my puppy dogs are out here living their life to the max. Look at that. Aren't you, Aston Martin McAvoy? He's got a bone. Look at that. Yum, yum bone. Good on you, darling.